Yeah, boss of YouTube, how's it going, everybody? Got for you guys today a pretty good and close to you battle that I had against EchoDJinn, I'm gonna say. And as you can see, this was back before Crawdaunt was banned. And as I said, it was a pretty good battle. Now, before I continue, I just want to go ahead and say thank you to everybody for reaching the like goal that was set in the previous Wi-Fi battle. Unfortunately, these past couple of days have been really busy for me, which is why I haven't got around to uploading 2 videos for you guys, just because I haven't had time to do any other types of videos like egglog parts or record PS live sessions. But hopefully I can get those done sometime soon, and I can get back to the 2 uploads a day that a lot of you seem to really enjoy. Now, much like before, guys, if we can get this video up to 400 likes or more, I will definitely make sure to upload another video for you guys tomorrow. And if I do have the chance, as I said, I will definitely upload 2. Now, looking at team preview, this was after Cloister and Fortress were obviously dropped to UU. And going into the battle, I honestly thought that I had lost, just because I have nothing for Crowcoon on my team, and Crobat is actually a pretty big problem. So he's going to be leading off with a Manectric, as I'm going to be leading off with my Fortress. Knowing that Manectric can either carry Overheat or Flamethrower, I decided to switch directly into my Quagsire. So he does actually end up going for the Flamethrower, and I was kind of hoping that he would have the Overheat, just because my Celebi would be able to deal with it a little bit easier. As I stay in, I know most Manectrics don't tend to carry the Hidden Power Grass, so expecting him to just hard switch out. I actually go for the Skull, but he turns out to be the guy who carries Hidden Power Grass, and I lose my Quagsire. And you're going to see that this Manectric is actually a giant pain in my side. So I'm going to bring in my Nidoking, knowing I can take any hit that he wants to go for. I'm going to go for the Sludge Bomb, and I was very close to going for the Ice Beam, but I thought he would probably want to bring in his Suicune, predicting me to Ice Beam, predicting him to bring in Crobat, predicting me to go for the Earth Power. But no, he does bring in the Crobat, as I did go for the Sludge Bomb. He is then going to go for the U-turn, which I do predict, and I go for the Ice Beam. Looking back at it, I should have definitely gone for the Sludge Bomb, just because he could have switched into the Suicune, predicting my Ice Beam. But then again, he most likely thought I had a Thunderbolt, which is why he brought in the Bronzong, as I'm going to be able to go for the Fire Blast. And even though I am modest max special attack, this is still going to be a 2-hit KO on this Bronzong, as it turns out that he has the Flash Cannon. And to be perfectly honest, this is my first time facing a Bronzong since 6th Gen has been out, so I didn't know Flash Cannon is a thing on Bronzong, as I'm luckily able to hit another Fire Blast and knock him out. He's gonna bring in the Manchow. Now, I thought that I could live a high jump kick, but it turns out that at the amount of speed that I'm at, he could have actually knocked me out with this high jump kick. Unfortunately, he misses, and that miss is actually very crucial in this battle. So he's going to bring in the Crawdaunt, and I know that he's going to be forced to go for the Aqua Jet, just because my Nidoking is a pretty big problem to his team. So I switch into my Fortress, predicting that, and he does end up going for the Aqua Jet, as this turn I'm going to predict him to want to switch out, and I'm actually going to go for the Volt Switch. Now, the reason why I didn't stay in and go for a Lair Spikes is because he most likely has Defog on Crobat, plus he has Flamethrower on this Manectric, so I can't risk staying in, going for a Lair Spikes, and then switching into my Celebi to possibly get 2-hit KO'd by Flamethrower. So I've also switched into my Celebi as I stay in and go for the Giga Drain, thinking that he would stay in, predicting me to go for a possible Psychic, but I don't carry Psychic. And just that was just a really bad play on my part. I should have definitely just gone for the Baton Pass, because now I'm going to be forced to bring in my Fortress as he goes for the U-turn. I was kind of hoping he would go for the Brave Bird, but he is going to make the smarter play and U-turn on out into his Manectric, as now I'm put in a position where I can either have my Fortress get knocked out by a Flamethrower, or I can switch into my Celebi, hoping that I don't get to a KO'd by Flamethrower. So I'm going to choose the latter, as thankfully for me, this Flamethrower is barely a 3-hit KO, and I'm going to stay in, and I end up going for the Recover over and over, which, to be honest, I thought that I could force him to Volt Switch, but then eventually it dawned on me that he most likely is just going to stay in and keep going for Flamethrower. So I go for the Baton Pass, as I Baton Pass into my Nidoking. I know I can live a Flamethrower, so I'm going to stay in and I'm going to go for the Earth Power, as I live on 1 HP. I'm going to be able to knock out this Manectric, and Unfortunately, he does kind of pay me back for the high jump kick miss, and he ends up getting the 10% burn with the flamethrower, which is fine by me just because he did end up missing the high jump kick, as he's going to bring in the Crawdon and I'm going to bring in my Manchow. So I know I can take an Aqua Jet, so I'm just going to stay in and I'm going to go for the high jump kick, as he actually switches into the Suicune, predicting me to most likely bring in my Fortress, thinking that he would knock me out with an Aqua Jet. But no, I did actually run a damage calc before I made my move, and I'm going to be able to easily 3-hit KO this Suicune, and he makes a bit of a questionable play this turn. And instead of going for the rest, he ends up going straight for the Scald. I guess maybe thinking that he would be able to knock me out or hoping that he would burn me. But either way, in my opinion, his best play would have been to go for the rest. Although then he would have had to rely on Sleep Talk pulling a Scald for him and knocking me out. So I guess in the end, it really isn't too big of a deal as he brings in the Crobat. I'm going to switch out just because my Manchow is the best thing on my team that I have to be able to knock out that Crawdon with one hit. So I switch into my Celebi as Death Fodder, as he ends up going straight for the Brave Bird, which is perfectly fine by me because this turn I can just bring in my Cloyster and go for the Icicle Spear, right? But no, for some stupid reason, I bring in my Fortress. I honestly don't know why I did this. I should have just switched right into my Cloyster. So I Volt Switch into my Cloyster this turn, and then I'm going to predict him to predict me to Shell Smash and go for the taunt. So I'm actually going to go straight for the Icicle Spear, but he predicts that and he goes for the Brave Bird, as I'm actually going to be able to knock him out with the Icicle Spear. And I think the fact that he went for the Brave Bird and got off a bit of recoil damage on himself actually helped me out to knock him out with the 4 hits from the Icicle Crash, as he brings in his last Pokemon, which is his Crawdon. I know a Rock Blast will not be able to knock him out, but I would definitely be able to bring him down to the point where my Manchow can just come in and finish him off with the U-turn. So I get off a solid 51% of my damage with 4 Rock Blasts, as he's able to easily knock me out with the Superpower. And as I said, I can now just bring in my Manchow and in return knock him out with the U-turn, and that is going to be the victory in my favor. So hope you guys enjoyed the battle. It was pretty short, as you can see, but as I said, I've just been really busy these last couple of days, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you did, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to some more content. If we can get this video up to 400 likes or more, I will definitely upload another video for you guys tomorrow. So with that, if you missed any of my previous 2 uploads, they are playing on your screen right now, so make sure to go check them out. With that, guys, I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. So later, everybody.